The National Assembly Speaker will have to wait a little longer to hear if she'll be arrested or not.
Well, if the voters decide so, I'm available, and I think I've got what it takes to occupy that office.
Julius Malema on becoming the next president. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
The result of the voting is as follows: 14 votes in favor, 0 vote against, 1 abstention. The draft resolution has been adopted as Resolution 2728, 2024.
A significant move for hostages taken by Hamas and the fighting in Gaza. The United Nations Security Council has passed a resolution demanding an immediate ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. It also calls for the immediate release of all hostages. The US, for the first time, abstained. Judgment has been reserved in National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula's application to stop the NPA from arresting her. Following a raid at her home in Johannesburg last week, Tuesday, it was expected that she would hand herself over to the police on Friday, but had approached the courts to stop authorities from arresting her.
This afternoon, the court heard from advocate Makosi Gwala for the state, who argued that allowing Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula to decide the terms of her prosecution would set a dangerous precedent. Her team's also asking for access to the state's case in the main application and for the court to take a judicial peek in the meantime, which Gwala's further suggested is in truth an attempt at a review via the back door. For the Speaker, though, Advocate Reg Willis this afternoon stood firm in his reply, even going so far as to accuse the state of using terror tactics against his client.
If this is how the Speaker of Parliament, the second most influential individual in our constitutional democracy, if this is how she is treated, well then the rest of us in this courtroom better not get our hopes too high.
Judgment is expected next week, Tuesday. Bernadette Wicks, Eyewitness News at the High Court in Pretoria.
The National Prosecuting Authority has refused to divulge how Laurentia Lombard is linked to the disappearance of 6-year-old Jocelyn Smith. Lombard today abandoned her bail application in the Vredenburg Magistrates Court, where she faces charges related to Jocelyn's disappearance from her family home in Middelpos, Saldanha Bay on the 19th of February. Lombard will now join Jocelyn's co-accused mother, Kelly Smith, Jacqueline Apollos and Stefana van Rijn when they appear in court again on the 13th of May. NPA spokesperson Eric Ntaba Zalila says Lombard has confessed to playing a role in Jocelyn's disappearance, but the state is not at liberty to divulge the details.
The court was told that there is a confession, but we are not in a position, especially us as the NPA, to speak about the confession. Like the previous answer I gave, those will come out in court when details of what happened and the merits of the case are going to come out in court. And the earliest is if one of them applies for bail, then some of that information may come out in court.
The economic freedom fighters Julius Malema believes his party has done well to attract voters and make their message accessible over the years.
I think we've done very well. We are the only party, if you were to check in the past 2 national elections, we are the only party that has got a green arrow going up. We are the only ones who are increasing, and we are the only ones even now through the polls that are going to increase their numbers.
Malema says the upward trend is scientific proof that the EFF is convincing a lot of people to follow its manifesto. 4 men accused of being involved in a massacre at a Moscow concert hall that killed 137 people have been remanded in custody. All 4 suspects have been charged with terrorism and face life imprisonment. Their detention is set until May 22nd, but may be extended depending on the date of a trial. 2 of the defendants have pleaded guilty, and one of them, from Tajikistan, had acknowledged his guilt. At least 137 people, including 3 children, were killed Friday evening when gunmen stormed the Crocus City Hall in Moscow, in Russia, then set fire to the building. The Islamic State group has claimed responsibility. And in a televised address over the weekend, Russian President Vladimir Putin vowed harsh retribution for everybody involved in plotting the attack. And look at her go. 22-year-old Ania Holder is hoping this speed will nab her an Olympic gold. Ania is representing South Africa in the speed climbing category at the 2024 Olympics in Paris, France. She's from Gqeberha and is the only sportswoman who will be representing Africa in this sport this year. Ania climbed the 15-meter route to qualify in 11.33 seconds. The current record is 6.53 seconds. And we wish her the best of luck. That's all from us. See you for more again tomorrow. Remember to download the Prime Media Plus app and the EW1 too.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.